Hello, Swiftologist Nation. Welcome back to my channel. Bet you didn't think you were going to see me here. This is my fourth video this week. And you know what? I felt called by the spirit to make a video ranking Sabrina Carpenter's Man's Best Friend and Short and Sweet and compiling them into the ultimate pop album that I think exists when we trim away the fat on both of these records. I'm even going to talk about the deluxe edition of Short and Sweet as well. And you may be familiar with this format. It's something that I do actually only for Taylor Swift albums so far. This is where I rank and reshuffle the track list to make what I consider to be a more cohesive story. Although with this track list reshuffling that I'm going to do for Sabrina Carpenter, I'm more thinking about what's going to bang the hardest. What's the bulletproof pop album? What's the teenage dream we can make from the rubble? And you know what? I think we can make a really incredible 12-track album out of all of the songs that we have here in front of us today. I also thought it would be fun to just kind of go through the rank and see what we have so far, see what we're feeling, see if we're happy about the songs that have come out, see how they compare to Short and Sweet. Overall, which is better quality? We don't know. We'd like to find out. The response to Man's Best Friend has been interesting, to say the least. I feel as though my mixed positive review is kind of an outlier. I'm seeing a lot of real negative reviews. I think there's a very severe intention misalignment. And something else that I don't really think has helped was all of the drama and the controversy about the album cover. Apparently there are some promising signs about how it's charting and streaming so far, which doesn't surprise me because this is a very listenable album. I don't know why there are people acting like it's a polarizing record, something like CXOXO, which, you know, either like enthralled or repulsed people. This is kind of normal pop music. It's like on the better end of good pop music. So I don't know what everybody's getting all up in arms about, but I'm saying, why don't we come together and make a bulletproof pop album? So at the end, I'm going to go through and pick all the songs, and then I will make a playlist. I will link it down below. If you've been here before, you know what the hell is up. I don't really have time to be making this video. I'm just going to be really transparent with you. I am going on tour next week. We are taking a very surprise detour on that journey to do something very exciting between our two shows that I will save as an announcement for a later time. But I need to be packing. I need to be prepping for the show. I need to be doing a whole list of things. I have like a million interviews coming up, but you know what? I really wanted to make a video, and that's what this is about, isn't it? Making videos because I want to. And of course, if you want to see more of me, patreon.com/astrologist, that's where I always am. Okay, enough jabbering on. Let's get into the rankings. So the categories that I have today: smash hit, espresso. I mean, what else is it going to be? A smash hit is a song that only Sabrina Carpenter can write that I think will stay in people's minds as she ages and as her career becomes more prolific and there are more songs within it. These are the songs that I think are going to always stand out as like supreme Sabrina Carpenter songs. When you think of her, these are the songs that cross your mind. Then I have Pretty Damn Good. These are just good pop songs. Maybe they could have been singles, but were eclipsed by bigger singles. We Let Her Live. This is a song that is good. Maybe I'll tune in once in a blue moon, but perhaps not something that I'm reaching for 24/7. She's Over. I think that's self-explanatory. And Electric Chair. Electric Chair is also self-explanatory. I don't know that I'm going to have an electric chair moment here. Let's dive in and see. So we're starting with Manchild. Manchild to me, I think is going to have to go in smash hit. And I have seen so many demented people online saying that Manchild like fell off. It went #1. I'm pretty sure it's still in the top 20. It's hanging out. It's having fun. Having a #1 hit less than a year out after putting out your most successful album that was largely considered to be your peak. That's kind of major. Espresso didn't go #1. Did you know that? A lot of it has to do with like what the chart competition is, blah, blah, blah. But Manchild to me is a very memorable Sabrina Carpenter song. The Jack Antonoff influence is strong. I think it was the perfect introduction to this record because it has a little bit more of that country influence that she was kind of flirting with on Short and Sweet, but upon reflection, she really delves into on Man's Best Friend. So it was a good kind of like dip your toe into the Man's Best Friend pond. And I think that this is really fun. I think the way that she enunciates in it is clever and silly, and it's a little smart. It's a little knowing. Not all of her songs on this record could say the same, but Manchild is a smash hit to me. Okay. Tears. I've been going on a journey with Tears. Album's been out a day and I'm going on journeys. Tears, when I first heard it and I saw the video, I was like, what does this video have to do with the song? And also, why all of this noise for this song? Especially when I got to that back half of Man's Best Friend and I started listening to what I consider to be the really good songs. I was like, now why is this being pushed? But when I listened to it without the video and kind of divorced from it setting me up to be scared for the rest of the album, because that's how I felt, it's okay. It's all right. It's not amazing. I still would not have selected it as a second single. I'm going to put it in We Let Her Live for now. She's kind of like on the borderline edge of pretty damn good, but I can't quite put her there just now. It's not in my spirit yet to do so, but we'll see how it all shakes up at the end. My Man on Willpower. This has been growing on me majorly, pretty damn good. When I did my cull of what I was going to pull from Man's Best Friend to make Short Man's Best Friend, which I think is the best title ever for this collaborative project I'm making, My Man on Willpower was like on the edge. I wasn't sure that it was going to make it, but it actually is so funny. And I think that it really shows another side of Sabrina. I think an issue that I've seen people having with Man's Best Friend is that it doesn't seem that there's a lot of depth or substance to it. And to that I say, where was the depth and the substance on Short and Sweet? It's literally about the same. But My Man on Willpower is kind of like the other side of Dumb and Poetic. It is about, you know, being like, oh, I'm the girl, like I'm evolved and smart and the boy is dumb. And then suddenly the boy starts working on himself and you realize, oh, maybe there are a few things about myself I might like to look in the mirror about. And I think that's a really funny place for Sabrina Carpenter to be. It's a moment of humility on Man's Best Friend, which I think is good when the rest of the record is so wrapped up in like layers of irony and camp and fun. Sugar Talking. She's over. I'm not going to put her in electric chair, but like boring. This is where the Sabrina Carpenter like, wink, wink thing really doesn't work for me. It only applies to really great pop songs. When she tries to apply it to the sleepy, dreary, boring ballads, it makes me want to cry. But unfortunately, that is like a style of writing that Sabrina is really interested in and her fans really like from her. Someone said that Man's Best Friend is a perfect mix of Short and Sweet and Emails I Can't Send. And I have to agree because half of the album is as good as the bangers on Short and Sweet and half of it is stuff that I would never play again. And it's the stuff that made me kind of like doubt whether Sabrina Carpenter was a good songwriter to begin with. So I'm still not convinced that she's like the world's best songwriter, but she certainly has a thing that she does well that nobody else is doing. And again, as I said, it's not new, but it is original. And I like original. We almost broke up last night. She's over. People keep trying to sell me on this song. Girls, we have to accept that the dreary Sabrina ballads are always going to be nothing to me. Okay. They're always going to be nothing. I'm almost tempted to put We Almost Broke Up Again Last Night in electric chair. But I won't. I'm going to put Sugar Talking there instead. Oh, hate on it. Pretty girl, let's hate on her. Nobody's Son. I like this one a lot. I'm going to put this in Pretty Damn Good. This one was fun. I think when I first heard it, I was like, we're still in Sleepy Weepy land, but there's a little like island girl beat to Nobody's Son. And I think there is something very fun to it. And it's definitely a moment of slowness or like a pause in the track list that I've created that I think is very necessary. I don't think it's a smash hit. I don't think anybody's going to be like screaming this in 2035, but I think we'll look back on it fondly. You'll hear it on the radio and be like, that was a good song. She should have made that a single, you know? Never Getting Laid, Electric Chair. See, Sugar Talking, We Almost Broke Up Again Last Night, Never Getting Laid. These are all the same song to me. They all sound the same. They all have the same kind of like message. And there isn't a message on either of them. It's like, I want to hook up, I'm sad, and oh, now I don't want to hook up anymore ever again because I hate men. Okay, thanks. Not that interesting to me. When did you get hot? Smash hit. Smash hit. This is just such a fun vocal delivery. I feel like we don't really hear Sabrina singing like this because she has definitely leaned into the like country pop inflection. This has like more of like an R&B vibe to it. And it is really sexy and slinky and it's funny. Again, I think Sabrina is at her best when she's being hilarious. The delivery on this, it sounds like your sexy friend whispering to you while she's standing opposite a guy she hasn't seen in years and underestimated and now thinks is really hot. She's like whispering to you behind a napkin and holding her drink. That is kind of the vibe that I get from this, and I can really see a great video. There's a lot of visual potential here, which again baffles me as to why Tears was selected as the emissary from the album after Manchild. Doesn't make sense to me personally. Go-Go Juice, hysterical. I want to put Go-Go Juice in smash hit, but I might put her in Pretty Damn Good because I'm not sure that it is a smash hit. I just think this one is funny, and this one's the best example of like how Sabrina can make use of her country inclinations. I love the fact that it devolves into essentially a drunken voicemail. And I think that you can hear Sabrina having fun while recording it. And something that is a bit missing on Man's Best Friend at times is it can feel like it's Sabrina Carpenter playing Sabrina Carpenter. But Go-Go Juice to me, I instantly was like, this is a classic, only Sabrina Carpenter could do this song and get away with it kind of song. So I'm going to revise my statement and put it into smash hit. Yes, the hell I am. Don't worry, I'll make you worry. Electric Chair. The place where this is on the track list makes it especially criminal. We're bopping, we're banging, we're finally getting up on our good foot after half an album of snooze. And we have to take a detour to do that. We don't need to be doing that. Don't worry, I'll make you worry. It's not even a particularly clever use of the phrase that she's making. It's just kind of like, hee hee, oh, I'm a menace. Actually, she sings it better on My Man on Willpower. My Man on Willpower is a better execution of that idea. House Tour. This is one of my favorite Sabrina Carpenter songs of all time. It is so ridiculous. It's like an Aqua song almost. There's something very Barbie girl about it. Again, a song that you can hear her having a good time on. There are so many ridiculous, outrageous, scandalizing puns here. And I think that the whole conceit of her giving a house tour and her being the house is hysterical to me. And I think that that is going to go over some people's heads because the way that I've been seeing people engage with this album, ooh, they don't know. They don't know how to make a joke. They don't know how to receive a joke. They don't know how to tell when something is funny or not. It must be a sad world to live in when you can't tell that House Tour is a funny song. Goodbye. I hover between Pretty Damn Good and We Let Her Live. I don't actually think it's that good, to be honest. It has a fun element to it, but those verses, the melodic songwriting on the verses, boring. The pre-chorus and the chorus are kind of fun, but the song actually lingers a lot in those verses. And this is one of the longer songs on the album. If I'm not wrong, it's like 3 minutes and 45 seconds. And when the album is already being bogged down by so much other stuff, I'm kind of resentful of it being there. Taste. Girls, smash hit. I think this might be like, I know Espresso is the Sabrina Carpenter song, but Taste also might be the Sabrina Carpenter song. What a way to open a song on your smash hit album. Oh, I leave quite an impression. 5 feet to be exact. So funny. And I feel like as soon as I heard that line, when I heard Taste for the first time, you can go watch my reaction, I locked in because I was like, oh my God, this is someone that is like self-aware, someone that is funny, someone that has something to say, someone that's a little tongue in cheek. It felt actually like she was smart and funny rather than like trying to be funny. Nonsense had this air of cringe to it a little bit, as did a lot of the stuff on Emails I Can't Send. There wasn't a charm, and Short and Sweet is so charming, and Taste was the perfect palette cleanser, mood setting moment to open that record with. Please, please, please. I mean, smash hit. What can we say about Please, Please, Please? I remember, I was Sabrina Carpenter agnostic. You definitely probably remember this if you were a Carpenter that's been following my channel for a while, because people had been begging me to like her. And Please, Please, Please really turned it around. I heard Espresso and I was like, that's the best song I've ever heard in my entire life. And I was like, surely she can't follow that up. I just didn't believe in the range of a Carpenter. I didn't know that Jesus was a Carpenter yet. And then I heard Please, Please, Please. And I was like, okay, so Jack is dating to work with her. That's a positive sign. And also, this is like, we haven't had a ballady hit in a while from a girly. And I thought that that was a really fun moment to have. And the whole execution of the release of this song with Barry being in the music video, her leveraging that relationship to like really kind of catapult herself into a different realm of stardom was really, really clever. I think the label was pushing her to do Please, Please, Please as the lead single, and she instead insisted on Espresso, which says to me that she has good instincts. But then when I hear Tears as second single, I kind of feel like label intervened. That's the most algorithm pop song on the record of all the like really upbeat songs. It's the one that's the most like generic. And I think that probably we had maybe had a little label intervention there, especially because after Manchild, the press wasn't doing too good. The press was not looking great. I do wonder if there was like an alternate rollout plan that definitely got curbed because they were like, we need to just zip it about this album cover for a while, but we'll never know. We'll never know that. Good Graces. This is one of the ones that like, I think it was track 3, I guess. I don't know what number this came on the track list, but I remember hearing it and being like, okay, it's fun, but I don't listen to it all the time. Like it hasn't stuck with me the way the greatest hits from Short and Sweet have. I'm going to put it in Pretty Damn Good though, because it is a fun place to be on the album. Sharpest Tool. Dreary ballad, yes, but it is better than her other kinds of dreary ballads. Like I put this far above Sugar Talking and We Almost Broke Up Again last night. I'm going to put that in We Let Her Live because we do. And also because it's a roast of Shawn Mendes. And I just wanted to hear that. Coincidence. I never revisited it. I actually don't have strong feelings about it. I'm putting it in She's Over because I just don't play it. It's not because I don't like it or because I think it's bad. I just don't listen to it that much. But I do remember hearing that and being like, okay, country girl. Country girl. Speaking of country girl, actually, we're not there yet. We're not at country girl yet. Excuse my skipping forward. Bad Chem. Smash hit. The kind of sad part about Short and Sweet is that there were so many hits like ready to be number ones on that record that probably didn't get their chance to have a huge moment in mainstream culture because of the way we metabolize music now. If this had come out when Katy Perry was doing her protracted 2-3 year rollout for Teenage Dream, Taylor Swift was really dragging 1989 out and successively scoring hit after hit, that would have been a great time for Sabrina to put out this record. I think that the streaming era totally has killed albums like Short and Sweet and makes us move on from them too fast and not realize how once in a lifetime records like that are, to have multiple concentrations of an espresso, a please, 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 a bad chem, a taste. Those 4 songs are great, great pop songs that many people would love to have just one of in their career. And Sabrina managed to get 4 on her album. And it was on an album that like wasn't really highly anticipated, you know? Emails I Can't Send did fine, but Espresso, which is up next, changed everything for her. Espresso, this is her best song ever. This is one of the best pop songs ever. When people get mad at me for saying that Sabrina Carpenter is a pop genius, I give you Espresso. I give you Espresso. Who else could do something like that? It's always so funny to me when people say that like, oh, but it's so basic. It's so silly. It's so meaningless. So you do it. So you make it. Let's have your fave make the pop girl song of the summer. Espresso is so charming. It is so silly. It is so like, why didn't anybody think of that first? When you can introduce a new colloquial phrase into the English language, that is the highest measure of success for a pop song. That me espresso, I'm working late because I'm a singer. The delivery, everything about the song is genius. I love the story of how it came together, how spontaneous it was. You can hear that on the song. It doesn't sound like a forced Sabrina Carpenter moment, of which there are just a few too many of on Man's Best Friend, but really not in a way that makes it a bad album, because some of you are acting like she's reheating nachos that she's had for 18 years. The Short and Sweet thing, the shtick, is a year old. How can you be telling her to abandon it at this particular juncture? She's barely even gotten started. Man's Best Friend, to me, the moments that are on that smash hit list are reason enough why she should continue down that pursuit in that direction. Not Sabrina Carpenter Defense Squad. I wish I could show 2023 Swiftologist this video. He would be like, what are you talking about? You're talking about a different artist. This isn't Sabrina Carpenter, but it is. And I love to see the evolution of a pop girl. Dumb and Poetic. I'm going to put that in Pretty Damn Good because it's funny and it's a roast. She cooked Shawn Mendes so bad on that song. And I also think that Dumb and Poetic and My Man on Willpower, again, are linked songs. They do something for each other. They are different sides of the same coin. So I have to appreciate Dumb and Poetic if I'm going to give flowers to My Man on Willpower, right? Up next, Slim Pickens, She's Over. This one really is giving like, I'm putting on my country accent and I'm doing my country song because I just want to have a Dolly moment. I guess it kind of gives Never Getting Laid, which coincidentally is an electric chair. So I guess they can be flop sisters. But that sentiment, not very interestingly expressed. She tried something new. I mean, I will give her that. She tried like a country moment. I just think that it kind of fell a bit flat to me. Juno. Do I want to put Juno in Smash Hit or do I want to put it in Pretty Damn Good? I don't know. I mean, I think it definitely like took off and had a life of its own because of the tour moment that she did with it. I don't necessarily know that people would think that it was like that iconic. It is very 80s to me. It reminds me of that episode of Black Mirror. What is it called? Where they're like going back in time into the 80s and listening to a bunch of songs where they play Heaven is a Place on Earth. I think that it kind of gives that. There's something fun and timeless about it. But also, is it as good as Bedcam and Espresso and Taste and Please, Please, Please? I'm going to be strict here and say no. I'm going to say it's not quite there, but it's very close to being there. And it's fun. I heard it for the first time and thought it was so silly, so ridiculous, so campy. People had very strong reactions to this song too. She was polarizing. Some people hated this song, specifically because of like the imagery that it has and the movie that it's referencing. But that's Sabrina Carpenter. She's a little controversial. She likes to make you blush. And oh, they were blushing. They really were blushing. Lie to Girls. She's Over. Not interesting. Not good songwriting. Boring. Nothing really to say about that. Don't Smile. I don't mind this. I'm going to put it in We Let Her Live. Of all the Sabrina Carpenter ballads, that is the best one. There's something kind of doo-wop bedroom rock about it in a way. And I like that. I think that it would be a fun moment on tour as a little like, get a sip of water, take a breath before we get into espresso moment. I think it's towards the end of the set list. But I wouldn't say that it was like the greatest song ever made. Let's talk about the deluxe edition, because my hunch is that if the deluxe edition had not come out and we had gone straight into Man's Best Friend and put Busy Woman on there and 15 minutes and cut a few of the other songs off, it would have been fine. People wouldn't have reacted so poorly to it. Okay, 15 minutes. I like 15 minutes more than Busy Woman, actually. I guess that's my unpopular opinion. I think that it's more fun. I think it's more clever. And also because it's meta commentary about her moment. Everybody kept saying after Short and Sweet, like, oh, this is it for her. Espresso's it, that's it. Then came Please Please Please, then came Taste. And everyone was like, oh, well, you know, it's just her moment now. It's not going to last. They've been saying before it was even in the grave for 2 months that Short and Sweet was fad and that it was going to be dated and she was going to age out of relevance before it had even really taken off. And Sabrina's still in her moment, let's not forget. So 15 minutes to me was like a meditation on that in a really cheeky and fun and clever way. So I'm going to put that in pretty damn good. Again, I don't think that it's quite at the caliber of anything of a smash hit, but I do think that it's good. By that same measure, I'm also going to put Busy Woman in pretty damn good. It is pretty damn good. There's something fun about it. People really like it. They responded well to it. I think that it has a really fun moment on tour. So we clapped and we cheered. We had to clap and cheer for that. Thank you, Sabrina, for giving us that. The rest of this couldn't make it any harder. Electric Chair, because I don't listen to you. I don't care for you. I don't know about you. And also, Please 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 featuring Dolly Parton. Oh my God. Oh my God, what is it with these pop girls collaborating with their idols that ends up being horrible? This is like the Yes and remix with Mariah Carey for Ariana. Like on paper, that should be really good. In execution, it is so unbelievably bad that you wish that it didn't exist in the first place. It like ruins the gag of the collaboration entirely. So not a fan of that. Sounds horrible. Waste of time. Bad reviews. It's okay. I like her better than a lot of the other dreary ballads, so I'm going to put her in We Let Her Live. This is a pretty fair and balanced ranking. Our smash hits here, the undeniable Sabrina Carpenter number ones are Manchild, When Did You Get Hot, Go Go Juice, House Tour, Taste, Please Please Please, Bedcam, and Espresso. Coming in hot, like right behind them, are Juno and Nobody's Son, I would say. Those are the standbys that we have. Now I'm going to walk you through the little track list that I created where I combined the two albums to make Short Man's Best Friend, which is what I'm going to be listening to when I reach for Sabrina Carpenter from now on. Here it is if you're looking for her on Spotify. Let's start with my first 3 tracks. Taste is such a good album opener that there is like simply no way I could think of anything that would better introduce us to Sabrina Carpenter's Short Man's Best Friend. Best pop album of all time, Grammy album of the year, pop vocal album of the year, best new artist, even when she's not a new artist, all of that. Taste is, it might be the Sabrina Carpenter song. I think it's the best execution of like her humor. It has that little country inflection. It has an undeniable chorus. It's also TikTok length, which shocks me and surprises me, making it endlessly replayable. This is one of the only songs where I'm like, yeah, okay, it can be that short because I'll just play it again. It's that good. So Taste as an introduction, I love. Then I went straight into My Man on Willpower because I think it is kind of like an interesting tonal shift. And I liked the specific transition sonically between the end of Taste and the beginning of My Man on Willpower. Something that I do a lot when I'm making these playlists is listen to how they transition into each other. That's important to me too when I'm listening to it because I won't be shuffling. I will be playing front to back. My Man on Willpower has a really interesting production element to it that I think is super fun. The vibe of this album that I've created is very much, I hate you, let's hook up. Yeah, it's very much go-go juice energy. And I think that My Man on Willpower is an interesting moment. It adds a little texture to that because it is more about a self-reflection. It's about like, who am I? What role do I play in this dynamic? What am I bringing to it? What do I need to work on? And again, because there isn't a lot of like subtext to these 2 records, I think that this actually stands out as something that has a pretty interesting subtext. So that's going at number 2, because I think that we need to keep the girls guessing when they're listening to it for the first time. And then we get into Manchild, because I think that we should really front load albums. I think the first 5 tracks are pretty important, and they don't need to be all the singles, but I think they should be songs that surprise you that maybe aren't represented by what the singles are. Manchild is so fun. And I think that nobody can deny that truly. And having it off the top is a great place to be. I think you want to have, again, your knockouts up top. Is My Man on Willpower a knockout? Not necessarily, but I do think that it like gives you a different energy of what the album could be, which keeps you guessing, which makes you want to stream and listen more. Track 4, I have Nobody's Son, because Manchild and Nobody's Son are extremely linked. And Sabrina loves to talk down to men. And I think that that is an incredible quality of hers. But she oscillates between that and also You're a Greek God and I Need You in Me right now. Like it's between those 2 things. And I think that the ping-ponging back and forth of that is what makes her discography so polarizing and can make it feel a little shocking sometimes. And I am always into leaning into the polarizing, lean into what people think is weird and go there, play with it, play with what people think about you, play with your public perception. So Nobody's Son then goes into when did you get hot? We're starting with haha, he's mine. And then we go into no, maybe I don't want him. Then we go into he's nothing anyway. And now all of a sudden it's, oh my God, who are you? Who's this strange interloper on the scene that has stolen my heart? Not necessarily my heart, but like my lust. You got my attention, babe. I didn't know that you look like that these days. I was unfamiliar with your good looking game. So I have When Did You Get Hot? After that, I have, of course, Bedchem. And this is the track run that I think is so crazy. Okay, we have track 5, When Did You Get Hot, which goes into Bedchem, which goes into House Tour, which goes into Espresso. This sequencing put me on the moon. It really shot me straight up to the moon. I was like, Espresso is so good. Surely we need to have it in the first 3 or 4 songs. And then when I was kind of starting to build my vibe, I was like, I think actually we can build up to Espresso. It can be the payoff. So When Did You Get Hot is about seeing someone in a bar and being like, maybe. Bedchem is about trying to execute that, approaching them maybe at the bar, talking to them about it, having a drink together. House Tour is the moment when you get in his car, he drives you home and you want to give him a house tour. And then Espresso is when he's obsessed with you the next day and you've already moved on. Isn't that fun? I think that's one of the most fun runs of tracks ever. And I think that I'm a genius for creating it. Thank you. Number 9 is Juno, because after Espresso, she's going, I know you're thinking about me all the time, but actually I'm also thinking about you. I'm also thinking about you and I want you to make me Juno. Did I mention that I deliberately made this 12 tracks long because that's how many tracks were on Man's Best Friend? And I think short and sweet as well. I wanted to really challenge myself to just do like 12 great songs, front to back, no pause, no skip, no even hesitation or wondering. Track 10 that I have is Tears. Isn't that interesting that I was like, this one is just kind of okay, it's pretty good. I have a feeling it's going to grow on me. And I do think it's one of those ones that is going to end up being a pretty big hit. I also like the production moment here, and it is very upbeat. Like it is really, it keeps the energy going. So I thought, you know, towards the back half of the album, we can have one almost sneak. It's not a sneak, it's an almost sneak. It is good. I did toy with putting Busy Woman here. Busy Woman was on the list. I was thinking about her. Good Graces, that was a hard chop. It was a hard chop, but I had to be honest with myself. I really did. Good Graces doesn't really accomplish anything that gets accomplished on Short and Sweet. Tears has an interesting production moment. I think its production is genuinely kind of different to the rest of Man's Best Friend and also Short and Sweet. So I was like, okay, it's kind of a grandiose moment. Let's allow her to have just a sneak peek. Then I have Go-Go Juice at track 11, because before we wrap it up, we need to be really gagging the girls one more time. Go-Go Juice is so funny. And then we end with Please, Please, Please. These are the best expressions of Sabrina's countryness as well. The C-U-N-T-R-Y of it all, the country of it all. So we have Go-Go Juice, which is funny and silly and just a good old laugh riot. And we end with Please, 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 which still is funny. Like Please, Please, Please still has an element of humor to it, which is what makes it so compelling, but it's a little bit more serious. So we start with Taste and we end with Please, Please, Please. And I think that that is a great track run. I do. If I say so myself, and I do say so myself because I put it together, it's my channel. These are my opinions, blah, blah, blah. That's all I have for you in today's video. I hope you don't mind that it was a little bit shorter. Again, I've been pre-banking content for the whole month that I'm away in September. There's going to be a lot going on, okay? I guess I should give a little like overview of what's gonna happen. We're doing the Snares tour in Dublin and London. We have a little surprise interlude going on. I have pre-filmed a bunch of my videos. Yes, they are all about the life of Showgirl. I'm doing tracklist predictions. I'm doing a tracklist ranking. I have unpopular opinions. There are many things coming your way in that pipeline. However, if Taylor moves, I will have to respond. And I might be a little bit slower to respond than usual because I will be away. I'm going to be in Europe for pretty much all of September, partly for work and then partly for vacation because mama needs a vacation. I haven't had a vacation in a long time. So there's like 1 week where I'm really praying that Taylor does nothing. And that's probably the week that she's going to do something just to spite me. So I will be in Valencia, Spain, trying to relax on the beach. And there's the VMAs coming. So is Taylor going to perform? I don't think so. There's been some buzz about her maybe performing, but I'm pretty sure that's not going to happen. Will she attend? Maybe so. And if anything of note happens, then there will be an emergency video filmed, hopefully. There will also be the London show happening the day after the VMAs. So if you want to come, you should come. But unfortunately, tickets are sold out, so you can't. If you go to the Patreon, we do have some resale tickets available. I think people are posting what they have who can't make it at the last minute. So if you're dying to get tickets, you can go there and have a look. And I will see you in real time soon, hopefully, or you're just going to be seeing pre-recorded videos of me until October. Who knows? But you will definitely be seeing me in real time for sure on Instagram and TikTok. So go and keep up with me there, and I will see you very soon.